Hello and welcome to Infamous, the audio podcast. This is Brandon, or Mutilus on Discord.
This is Parker, go by one who parks on Discord.
And this is Josh, go by Grumelzag on Discord.
Welcome back to another riveting episode of Infamous. I guess starting out today, you guys see anything new?
I just tonight finished Castlevania Nocturne, at least everything they have out for so far. They left it kind of... They could finish it, right? There was a couple dangling strings left out there, but the main bad guy got, and you could stop here. And I would like to say that there's something about the Castlevania series. No, there's something about the Castlevania series that I don't do for many shows. They do such a great job of the "oh, you fucked up" moment. You know what I'm talking about? Where the bad guy thinks they've won, like they have it, and it's right there on the platter, and then all of a sudden one of the main characters appears, and they just get this beautiful, like, maybe second and a half where they stare at the bad guy, and I don't know why. It's very repeated pattern. Like, it's clearly something they're using often. It doesn't matter, because every time they do it, I go, "Oh shit." I exclaim out loud. I am the audience for the Castlevania series. Okay. When they were generating those moments, when the storyboarders were creating it, when the animators were generating some of these really iconic action sequences, and the whole sequence gets quiet right before it just fucking pops off, I am their audience. They were thinking of me sitting on my couch, just edge of my seat, exclaiming out loud, "Oh, you done fucked up now." Like, I'm so excited to finish to watch every single sequence that they did in the show. I would give it 2 thumbs way up if you like the other Castlevania, or if you just like dark fantasy in general. It was really good.
Cool.
So did season 2 drastically improve? Because I watched the first season of Nocturne, and I was like, this is okay. Like, I enjoyed it, but I just felt like it wasn't quite to the standard of, like, the last season of Castlevania.
I think they just spend time, like, introducing a lot of concepts to you, and the characters start off at level 1, right? Or actually, I guess they're kind of like level 3, right? They have some abilities, but they're very much, first act characters. And by the time about midway through season 2, they are really scaling up, like, the power and the abilities of the characters. So it becomes much more awe-inspiring and awesome to watch. The story moves much faster. Like, you don't have to wait a lot between, like, action elements or major plot moments where it's going to be driven forward. I liked it. I liked it a lot. And like I said, you don't have to wait for season 3 to get the conclusion of the primary arc. The primary arc kind of concludes at the end of 2, which makes me wonder if they had not anticipated having a 3. There's still some things they introduced in 2 that aren't resolved at all, and so they tease it at the very end of the season, but there absolutely could be enough for a 3rd season. But the arc closes, and that climax, is multiple episodes worth of is that climax.
I assume there will be more. It's very popular, and I didn't realize this, but there are so many Castlevania games.
Oh yeah.
Like, they put them all on Steam, and so I bought one as like, okay, I'll play through, like, from the beginning. I'll start playing through. And then I played some of the first one, like the old one. And I started looking at the others. I'm like, oh my god, there are 4 or 5 sets on Steam, each one with 3 to 4 games, if not more. And I was like, oh, there's a ton of Castlevania games. So that's actually one of my goals next year, is to play through all of Castlevania. See where we end up.
Do you mean just the new games or all of them?
No, it goes back to the very first Castlevania.
Okay, I know there's the original games are obviously very old. Are there newer ones?
Yes, they make them every 2 years or something. It's crazy.
Wow. So I haven't played any video games, but I've started watching 2 new shows. One I finished already; it's just 1 season. I started watching Devil May Cry, the animated show.
Yeah,
I don't think it's anime. It's similar to the Netflix. It's also Netflix,
right?
I believe, or at least it's on Netflix. So I've only played one of the Devil May Cry games. I think it was the first one. So there wasn't a lot of plot to it. It was just kind of shoot 'em up. I think the later ones had a lot more plot in them. So I don't know much about the characters. I was surprised how 90s the show is. I don't know if that's a thing you could say, but it's like very much like 1999 show. Like it reminds me of the old Spawn TV show a little bit, the animated show.
Okay.
It's just like have a good time TV show. It's very weird. It's hard to explain. But I don't know how true it is to the base content. But it was fun. I liked it. It's like 12 episodes. But yeah.
I love that kind of some of that. I love a lot of that content that's like that. Obviously, I've done Castlevania. I've done Dota. I did the Dota show, even though I know nothing about Dota. I was just like, I like this style of show. I want to find out. Dota was nothing like a popcorn kind of 90s show. It was very deep and expansive. But I would like to see this done with like a. Would you say when you say 90s show? Do you mean like OG Spider-Man animated show where it's just kind of like
no, it's very the animation is very new age. The pacing is very quick, but it's just like they just lean into badass harder than more other shows do. I'm not sure it's at it 100% a benefit, right? Sometimes it's like hokey because they're going so hard, but I don't know. I'm trying to think of something to compare it to content wise.
Is it like X-Men 97? Is it like that?
No, because it doesn't take itself too seriously.
Oh, okay, less seriously.
It's very light.
Okay.
Which is not the Devil May Cry games, from what I understand. It's like Devil May Cry meets Duke Nukem, I would say.
Okay.
That sounds fantastic.
A lot more tongue. A lot more tongue.
I enjoyed it.
I get it.
Yeah, there's a lot of like silliness. There's a lot of comic relief. The main character is it. You know what it is? It's very Trigun, is what it is.
Oh, okay.
So like gutter trash.
No, the original Trigun. Although the new animation is probably very much more new, like Trigun Stampede. The animation they're using is very much like that vein. It's very like computerized and like simple. But it's good. Like it doesn't look bad.
Okay, I was already interested. Now I am.
I immediately liked the two main characters, and it's got like a Doom style universe where it's just like everything is so fucking fucked, but the two main characters are so like poppy and lighthearted that it distracts you from like the horribly grim universe that they're in. And so then it just feels like it's a good balance. It's like sweet and salty kind of. I don't know. It wasn't amazing. I just enjoyed it. I'd probably give it 6.5 out of 10. It's a fun watch if you like Devil May Cry or dark fantasy or like action cartoon. I would recommend it. Should I be recording this? Oops.
What?
I was supposed to be recording, right?
Yeah, you could be.
We'll do it in post.
Deal.
I'll record it in post.
I'm excited.
The other show I started watching is one I've been meaning to get to. Is Walking Dead Dead City. I'm on episode 3. So far, it's been pretty gripping.
Have they abandoned the prison yet?
So yes.
Okay,
so
I'm already out.
Do you know what Dead City is?
No.
Okay, it's a sequel show that takes place chronologically in the world, probably 15 years after the prison. And so the point of Dead City is that they go to New York, which is normally a bad thing, right? You don't go to major cities because they're overrun with dead bodies. But yeah, so that's like the show. But it's got two absolute fan favorites from the show in the spinoff, which is the girl who plays Maggie and Negan.
Oh, Negan was pretty popular.
Right. And so it's their two characters who do not get along for obvious reasons if you've seen the show. And so it's like buddy cop them in New York. But yeah, so that's what I was watching right before we started.
I can never get back to Walking Dead.
I understand that you have issues with it, and I respect your opinion on that. I think it's still the best zombie genre media we have.
I would give you that.
Nothing wrong with the classic zombie movies, but I appreciate a longer story than what generally takes place over 2 to 4 hours in the movie universe. I believe it's Dawn of the Dead, the remake, the one where they're in the mall. I really like that one because it takes place over like 3 months. As where a lot of the other zombie movies, you're talking about like, it's a day. 1 day is usually the zombie movie, which is cool, but it's just, here's some zombies, we're scared, try and kill them, try and live undead. Like, that's the plot of every zombie movie, which is fine a couple times, but then after a while it's like, bro, I need more substance out of this. Yeah. And the reason you dislike Walking Dead is it doesn't have enough substance, but it has by far the most of any zombie media.
I think the 28 series gives you a run for your money.
The 28 series is great, right? But you're talking about a grand total of 5 hours of content.
You're right. I'll give you that.
Right.
Yes.
And so, admittedly, there's like, you're skimming the bottom in some of those like low points of some seasons of Walking Dead. But you're talking about what, like 300 hours of content?
Yeah.
Like,
true.
So within that 300 hours, there is, if you were to put it all on a scale, it would easily outweigh 28 days later, 28 series. But overall, the average, I would say, with 28 is much higher, right? It's a much more serious show, movie series. It's much more well-produced, and you get that from a blockbuster movie versus, like a fucking network show.
Yeah,
so you can only expect so much. But I totally agree. If you're going for the best content out there, it's probably 28.
Yeah.
If you're going for, I want to feel like I live in a zombie world, I think Walking Dead's still better.
Okay.
I actually need to go back and watch the newest 28 Days Later because
We're on years now, sir. We're on years now.
Yes. And I went and I was really excited because I watched the 28 Days, 28 Weeks like a dozen times, right? Loved those movies. And I went into this one and I didn't end up liking it very much, but I think I didn't watch it as the movie it's trying to be. I watched it with what my expectations of it were going to be. So I would like to go back, because then they filmed the next two back to back, so we get the fourth one in January.
Okay.
And so...
Please tell me it's called 28 Days After that.
It's called...
That would be amazing.
No, it's 28 Years Later, Bone Temple.
Okay, so it's just a sequel.
And so...
They couldn't squeak a 28 months in there anywhere? Like, they couldn't just squeak one in?
They tried, and allegedly it died in developmental hell. And so they just went to the next iteration of it.
Man, talk about, like, they need to get on this MCU crap. Like, they gotta get $1 billion and you can do whatever you want. They can't tell you no when you have $1 billion.
Yeah, exactly.
I got that directly from Glenn Howerton, so... I'm glad one person got it.
I got it.
Speaking of Glenn Howerton, have you guys seen the movie Blackberry?
Yes.
No.
Go watch it, Josh.
Blackberry?
Yeah, it's about the cell phone, the Blackberry. It takes place in the early 2000s. I loved it. It was great.
It was.
But also, if they were looking for one actor to just randomly rage scream at stuff, they definitely got the right fucking guy with the guy who plays Dennis Reynolds.
Yeah.
I loved it so much. He's like, he starts screaming at people. They're like, "Are you talking to me?" Like, they don't even know who he's yelling at because he's just like pretending to be the CEO. Yeah. He's like, "Give me a fucking coffee." He's like, "Are you talking to me?" Like, it's like, is this guy in charge? It was fucking great.
I couldn't tell how much that was like him actually like playing that guy. That guy was like that, or is that just Glenn Howerton having? Because it wasn't really his. It wasn't his. Always Sunny note, like he wasn't playing that character, but he was definitely evoking the same like random rage, right? Or not random rage.
They got to the same point, but they had a different like way to get there.
Right, he has a totally different motivation and background, but it's the same peak, right? The same pinnacle. And so I was like, is this Glenn Howerton? This is like what he knows how to do, and so he's pulling that ripcord, or is he actually? Or is this character? Did they get Glenn because they knew that he could do what this man did and like put everybody off with this attitude of his? I'm not sure. Whichever way it worked, it worked. Like he did it.
It definitely worked. I liked him very much in that role. I liked everyone in the movie, honestly. I did think the dude's original business partner, I think his name was Dale or something like that, the Go Easy Chill Boy, I did get annoyed with him several times. I'm like, I get that he's meant to be the friend in this situation, but so many times he's working directly against his friend's best interest, and other times he's the voice of reason. But I felt like it was more often he was the like, I don't know, cold shower of the group. It was like, bro, you are literally killing this company. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And then other times, like, yeah, he's being a dick. You should push back. Like, but I wanted to say that I think this is the second best movie that any of the gang has been in.
I just had a little brain tingle. I just remembered. If anyone's interested, I believe they're still up.
I am not.
I like YouTube free movies because I can watch them while I do other things, and I have an ad blocker, so they're not free with ads; they're just free.
Sure.
And I watched Batman Ninja, that
God.
animated one. It is the coolest, stupidest thing I've seen in my entire life. The whole time I was just like, what is going on? This is crazy. And then I was like, this is the Sharknado so of anime, stupid.
I think.
It is a shark. That's a perfect guess.
It's absolutely Sharknado. It takes itself entirely seriously, sort of, right? Like, it's just like, that's what what is happening? Like, sharks in a tornado. Like, what's happening? Batman's in ancient Japan. You're like, why? Not important. Batman's in ancient Japan. This is going to be fucking awesome. And you're like, I guess. And you just kind of watch that happen.
And it was fucking awesome.
It was fucking awesome.
I want to
so
give
cool.
you a play-by-play of what just happened in my room.
Yeah.
So you started talking about YouTube free movies. Like, oh yeah, I forgot about those. I immediately open YouTube as you are getting ready to give me the recommendation. And then you go, Batman Ninja, and I just sighed and closed the tab. That's exactly what happened on my end. I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah.
I wasted. I'm never going to get that 2 seconds back.
It's Brandon. It is so worth your time.
I highly doubt that.
Because
the whole time I'd be going, why am I watching a fucking Batman movie? God damn it.
No, Batman anime. Okay.
Worse.
Put some respect on it.
Worse.
It's Batmanime. Get
Bananime.
He goes back, and there's a ninja clan that have a bat god, and he's their chosen savior. That's all I'll tell you. And it's
in an attempt to get us back on track, Parker, why did the elephant ask, or what did the elephant ask the naked man?
I don't know.
How do you breathe out of that thing? Good. Now we never talk about Batman fucking Ninja. Jesus Christ.
But why'd you go back?
I'm going to bring it up.
We had left.
Yeah.
I had to shame you one more time. Don't worry, I've got more. I've got more in the hopper. Okay. So moving on, we've got our next bit of content. I thought I was going to get absolutely obliterated last week. Josh jumped out to a huge start, clearly by Venmo payments, but then he ran out of money and started lagging in his lead. I almost caught him.
Yeah. People, those will be coming through. I had to talk to my bank a little bit. So.
Yeah, I had to sort some shit out to win with a fucking Batman best costume. God damn it. However, I agree. Josh should have won. I let myself down, and I froze up on my last pick. I should have taken Spider-Gwen. I would have won. I just totally forgot it was a costume.
We all ruined it.
This was one of the worst segments we've ever done.
Yeah.
Not because of the topic, but just because of how bad our picks were.
Yep.
We were very tired. I blame the tiredness.
We instantly ruined it.
Yeah.
I got 0 votes. That is rare.
He did.
Usually I get a pity 1, but I got none, and I deserved none.
So he's not voting for himself.
Nope. I refused.
Who did you vote for, Parker?
I would vote for someone else.
Fucking Batman.
By spite.
Yes, he did.
From spite.
Parker, admit it.
I'd never vote for Batman.
You would vote for me.
I would vote for you. I would vote for you. I wouldn't vote for myself because the only character on my list that I actually wanted to keep there was Maverick, which I know no one's voting for, but I don't care. I actually like his costume. But everything else about my list was bad and wrong, and I should feel bad.
The only thing I can remember about Maverick's costume is he looks kind of like Captain Nova. That's all I can remember.
He has a really weird mask that covers his top lip, and I don't know why they do that, but I think for some reason I like it. I think it's different, but
it's supposed to be like a Judge Dredd type costume, right?
Kind of, yeah, kind of like that. And it's got a lot of gear and stuff. I like it. I've always liked it, but there's so many other better ones that I just went, left side of my brain bent over and pick up a penny, and the right side couldn't do it.
Yeah. Okay. On the plus side, if you are in our Discord channel, you know that we had a bonus poll last week. I've never been so happy to have a bonus poll. And it's not for any reason that you guys probably think. Would you guys like to guess why?
Why were you excited to have a bonus poll?
Yeah. Well, this bonus poll. Which, by the way, I think I knocked it out of the park logistically, by the way.
I can't guess why you like this bonus poll specifically.
Lizard gifts.
Oh, the lizard gifts, yeah.
Lizard.
I did like
lizard.
I did like all the lizards. I like
so
them
many
a lot.
lizards. I also love that we had perfectly emojis for the poll. We had a little lizard, we had a rat, and we had a skull. I was like, yes, this is what we need.
Yep. There's absolutely no way that you get that wrong.
Yeah. The only thing that the only thing coming in second to how bad you lost the first poll is how hard Lizard won the second poll.
Yeah, it did.
It did. It dominated. It won by 11. All right. So let's talk about that. Are you sad that you're not allowed to play your Skaven overlords?
Well, kind of, because I had people come out of the woodwork and offer me armies because of that, and nobody offered me a Lizardman army, so apparently people like their Lizardmen. Lizardmen is popular and people like it, but I had somebody offer me a Skaven army, which was really cool of them. I'll just say who it was. It was James, my cousin James, friend of the podcast, and he was like,
cool.
and so now.
Pretty sure I played against that Skaven army.
I doubt that it's still in the box exactly.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I thought he had.
He does have a Warhammer Fantasy army, but it's ogres. He has ogres.
Ogres.
That's
I thought I remembered him playing rats.
He was excited to, but he just bought a big ass army box, and he said never put together. so that's there. It's right there. But it is the old Skaven models, like the older ones, and I don't know how excited I am to play with some of those older ones. And you know me, like if I played this game, it would be by the rule of cool. I would do it because I really like the way the models looked. I would be excited to paint them and put them on the table. I wouldn't play Warhammer because I was excited to become highly competitive Warhammer player, if that makes sense. That's not the reason I would play. Not that I can't enjoy losing. I must try to win. I can't totally turn off the competitive side, right? I have to be willing to win. But I would do it because I would really like the idea of marching across with a fantasy army that I liked, that I thought would look cool. And I do like lizards. Like there's not really anything about lizards I don't like, except the old Cold One models I think were derpy as shit, but I don't have to use those.
Yeah.
So
take that back.
They look like someone had really tried weird. To fill one of the T-Rex inflatable costumes with sandbags. Is what it looked like.
Yeah. It looks like fucking like the Flintstones. Like it's like somebody like thought of a dinosaur and like drew one.
Never really,
drew one.
They saw the dinosaurs TV show and then tried to redraw that. They're like, "That's what a dinosaur is."
I bet this is a dinosaur, and you're like, "No, it's not. Not at all." But
small historical fact: I believe it was a king of Sweden. Either had a lion sent to him or went and hunted one, and then he had it stuffed. Right. The problem is the guy that had stuffed it had never seen a lion before. And so you need to look this up because it is the derpiest thing. It looks like someone who had never seen a lion.
What you're describing is exactly what I think they look like modeled. Now, what's funny is if you look at all of their like box art, they all look like badass velociraptors, right? Like they look really awesome. If you look at their models in Total War, they're all fucking awesome. So I know
they got new models. Yeah. Well, specifically the Cold Ones got new models with the Dark Elf release. I think that the Dark Elves one looked like velociraptors. They look scary as shit. And they're really lean and agile looking. But I don't know that they ever got new Cold Ones for old Lizardmen. So I'm pretty sure they didn't release any new Lizardmen models before the game ended.
So you can get new ones because AOS Seraphim, which is Lizardman, has been entirely refreshed.
Correct.
And they look fantastic.
Yeah.
But they're also very dynamic because AOS is not meant to be ranked up. So it would be quite a challenge, I think.
Yeah, I'm seeing some pictures here of people trying to rank them up, and it's not ideal.
Okay, there's some really cool models though here, like the
I like the
Raptidons,
face
those
on the
are cool.
lion. That's good.
I told you, it's like
It
Okay.
looks like
So-
somebody painted a face on a beach ball. It's
So-
like lion. It's
someone's
that's
like,
not-
I've never seen a lion before, but the king is telling me to stuff this
Holy
lion.
shit! Like, did he put in eye sockets? Like they're there.
It looks like he just painted eyes on top of its head.
way too close together.
And the mouth goes all the way to like the base of the neck. It's just like an alligator.
His tongue is terrifying. That is
Mhm.
the
Very funny.
worst. Wow.
So anyway,
That's one for the record books.
yeah.
Yes.
So I printed you all of the Lizardmen models. It's going to be $5,000.
Did you print them out
And
of gold? Because
Don't
that's
worry,
the
I
only
have
way
zero
I'm printing.
concerns, Parker. They're all the old cold ones. I know you like classic models.
Thanks.
Sure,
I-
surely
So-
someone's done a resculpt.
well, this is the one I printed about 40 of. So here, I'll send you a picture.
Because
Oh,
like,
Jesus.
Dark
Don't show me.
Elf, the Dark Elf
looks like a
gold one's
Stegodon.
got an 8th edition resculpt for the models. But you know what? I don't hate that. I like the derp.
From what I can see, it looks like there's 3 different cold ones that were in the Lizardmen range. And I think one of them is the AOS kit. There's the really old one that I posted a picture of. Then there's the medium old ones, which are more bulbous, but less derpy. But they're still pretty derpy. And then there's the Dark Elf ones, which look sick. I don't know if you've ever seen the Dark Elf ones, Parker, but it looks like
Yeah.
this.
Oh, you see, now those look badass. I'll take
Yeah.
those. That'd be cool.
Yeah, no, they almost look like dinosaurs.
And
like
like I
they're very
said,
scary.
I think they were part of the 8th ed resculpt that Dark Elf's got.
So,
yes, they were.
so the one I'm looking at right here off of the Age of Sigmar are called Agrodons, and they have like feathers on their tails, which is fucking boss. Like that. There's also Raptidons, which is skinks are riding, and they're also feathered dinosaurs. That is fucking
Mhm.
baller as shit. Like that is. You want to like get me to play a game, but like make things anatomically
You do like feathers.
paleontologically correct. Ugh, I get hard.
But like we were saying, they're not going to rank up at
Nope,
all.
they're not going to rank up
because they're
at all.
designed to be on circles,
Yep, I can
not on
tell.
squares.
Also, also, I'm like, yes, they're really cool, but the kind of the point of Old World is that everything is a little bit smaller and fits into kind of a mass, right? You don't
Yes.
necessarily want every single model to be. And I know this is weird because everybody would say the opposite, but I think there should be more of a rank and file look to them. It shouldn't be every single model is a force
agreed,
unto itself.
100%. They should.
Yeah, that's what I would like. So
But I would,
Yeah, the whole point of fantasy is the rank up.
I
I
think.
don't know if you.
Go ahead.
I believe it is. The game is called Kings of War or Man of War.
Kings
There's
of
one
War.
game where you just don't even take your models off the movement tray. You just build little unit dioramas, and the unit has a wound total. And basically, as they take damage, their morale goes down, and then eventually they'll just break. And when they break, they're just removed from play.
I think that's Kings of War.
Yeah. And so you'll have a unit of like 20 spearmen, but really it will be like there's just one like 5x4 tray that has like 10 spearmen on it, and they're in like this dynamic shield wall formation. And they're all just glued down to the piece of plastic. It's one piece. And then you just push it around the table, and then when it fails a morale, it dies. And the way you weaken its morale is by dealing damage to it. So you don't kill models, you demoralize them until they run away.
Honestly, that sounds awesome. But this is the next best thing, right? Because you can build that same kind of thing on a tray, and then you're
Right,
showing-
you can still do diorama stuff on a tray.
So I didn't just sit on my hands while I did go searching. Josh, you told me to go look at Square Based, and so the entire weekend that I was away camping with my family, I was listening to it. I listened to I think 5 different episodes, and I think it's really interesting what those guys over there are doing to like keep and support the game. I thought it was really cool that they're not. It's not like they're putting the whole game on their back, because there's still a lot of people who are playing Old World. But it just, I thought it was cool the hard work they're doing for the supplement. What do they call it? Renegades. I thought it was awesome. I actually haven't got to click on the link yet to actually read it. All I did was the last thing I did was on the drive back. I listened to his whole episode explaining the latest Renegades update and where he was coming from with it. But he didn't go line through line to actually, talking about each thing. It's kind of broad strokes with a couple specific examples to tell people his reasoning for the choices he made. But I'm interested in it because the impression that I got from all the casts is that Lizardmen, out of the possible list right now, are not the worst, but they're close to just being very, very, and the word is not difficult to play. The word is like they don't have a lot of that lizard man life. Like they don't have a lot of the character, because that's the problem, from what I understand, with all of the what do they call them? Legends? Or is it legend? Is that what they're calling
Legacy.
it? Legacy. With all the legacy armies, is they clearly never put the polish on them. They never spent time making them feel characterful like they used to, and so they're all kind of bland and not what I want out of the game right now, which is specifically to feel like I'm playing that faction. I don't know if I need to win games of Warhammer, but I would like to play that faction that I bought. So
one of the theories they've talked about is that Old World ran out of development time, and the legacy armies were obviously not going to be in the game, so they weren't a priority. But they hit a point where they needed to start getting everything out. They needed to have the rulebook printed. They needed to have the Armies of Infamy books printed. And so they just ran out of time. And so that's why a lot of them are kind of half-baked. Like, they're almost there, but they were like, this is what we got. Polish a couple things, cool, out the door. So it is hopeful that they will eventually come around. If you listen to the latest podcast or the latest show, we just got fully sculpted new Marauder units, which is wild. Super wild. These are specifically Old World. They're not meant to be any crossover. And so they kind of talk about how it looks like Games Workshop is going to start investing in the game, actively investing in the game, updating models, and there's so many people that just love Lizardmen, love Skaven, love the stuff that's not currently out, that even with the setting they have, it's very easy to do the arcane journals they're doing, and you just do a campaign book, right? You just go, cool, here's the Lizardmen reimagined to actually be an army, because such and such went off to the New World, to Lustria, and started messing around. So
I'm not very excited about that. I think that concerns me more than anything. I want GW to leave my game alone. I don't want them fucking with it.
That's actually another. Yeah, that was actually an interesting point.
Yeah.
So far, the only GW game that I've ever enjoyed is Mordheim. On the tabletop, I've played a lot of Blood Bowl 2 also, but I played the video game, which had very little to do with the GW's rules and more to do with with the old. It was just the old Blood Bowl ported into a digital thing, but I enjoyed that. But my favorite tabletop experience by far has been Mordheim, a game which is famously unsupported by anything except the community for nearly 20 years now, or some crazy number.
I'm pretty sure it's well over 20.
It's like 25 now.
Yeah,
honestly.
And so I really enjoyed it. And as soon as I got in, I was like, look at this. They told me, look at this huge catalog of fan-made stuff. And I was like, can I play any model I want to play this game? I love this lore. I have lots of fantasy models. Can I just play models for the skirmish game? They're like, yeah, fucking A. And I was like, yes, this is wonderful. This is liberating. Look at me being able to use my imagination and my love of fantasy miniatures and make my models alive again in a game that the community just has kept not on life support. It's still fucking what is it, 25 years old and still just cooking, right? And I loved that instantly. And so as I was listening to the podcast, the Squarebase, and they're like, they may never actually support these, lists. I kind of went, great. That would be awesome if I got to play somebody's version of Lizardmen, forever. the community agrees that this version of Lizardmen is a great version of Lizardmen. Oh, that sounds wonderful, because I played that game through Wartime and it feels wonderful. It feels great to play that version of the Warhammer Fantasy universe.
I just want to specify, I don't think any of us are against the game getting supported in general. It's just, it seems like the current, I don't know, popular agreement between the companies, not just Games Workshop, most companies, is whichever game you're like supporting, you give constant rotating updates to. And so you see massive splash changes across the board on a regular basis. And I don't want that. I want, like, apparently there's this theory that, like, you know, they're going to become stagnant games that nobody cares about. It's like the games that are the most beloved usually get the least changes. But like, it was the same thing with Old War Machine back in the day. Remember when our old updates used to be is every 6 months, each army would get 2 models. That would be the change. There would be not these giant cataclysmic book rewrites where you start from scratch every time. Mm-hmm. There's not a chapter approved that comes out every 6 months where they like completely revamp the point structure, which I'm not super against. I'm fine if they tweak points for game balance reasons. I just don't need the entire game upheaving every 3 months. I want it to be nice and calm.
Yeah, that might represent like a change.
It's a philosophical change within the industry. It's not just Games Workshop. It's all the companies.
Yeah. I think this need to like constantly pour more into the game to expand, not really expand, but like feed. There's a word for this. People are so desensitized to waiting, right? They're so desensitized to a slow pace that there's this prevailing feeling amongst like the whole zeitgeist that more faster, or everyone will get bored and they'll hate your thing, they'll hate your product, whatever it is. Maybe it's my age or something, but I feel like now, I think
part of it is that we're getting
desire.
older.
Yeah, I don't desire that anymore.
But I think what it actually is, for the reason that companies have adopted this, is it is very much an engagement farming situation. Mm-hmm. The more they change things, the more that you have to look at it. And there is a large percentage of the community that doesn't play games on a super regular basis. I work at the game store. I see what people buy, and I see how often they play. Like, it is, I would say most people end up buying things more often than they play at this point. But I don't want to, have to worry about the game has changed every time I go to put my models on the table. And that's driven me out of several games in the past. And it's just not fun to play meta catch up every 30 seconds. Because even if you are willing to put in the time to keep up, that means your community probably won't be. Some members of your community won't be. And I have a lot of friends that don't get to play as much as I do. And all of a sudden I see them go away. Like, oh, well, I didn't play for a month. And so now like 3 of my models have been updated. So now I have to go like print off update cards for them. And so like then they go and do that. Then it's like, well, now my army's changed. And so now they don't know how to play against my stuff. And then there's this new mission update. And so now they don't know how to play the new missions. All of a sudden it becomes more hassle for them to learn the new stuff than to just not play anymore. And I've seen so many like friends and, community members just vanish into the woodwork because of that. And that's one of the reasons I don't like the super high rotation rate. It's like you'll only get the people that will really dedicate to it, as opposed to being able to just show back up whenever and play your games.
I am a little interested. Do we know, or do we have some idea why they put Cathay in the game, the Grand Cathay faction, which I think was super cool because they've talked about them forever, and they're always been like a one-off model for a promo model or something like that, usually attached to an Empire list or a Chaos list or something. So I think it was really cool they put them in the game, but it kind of blows my mind that they did that first instead of going back to one of the classic, lists. The Legacy, right? They're called Legends? Legacy. Then going back to one of the Legacy armies, it makes me wonder. I think it puts more wood on the pile for they're not going to go back and go to the Legacy. Legacy is done. What Legacy is what it is.
So
I don't think that's true at all.
Okay.
A history.
I see it.
Ahead,
it's a market test. They want to see if people are interested in buying new stuff or just buying the same old stuff. And so it gives them information.
It's also a history of the thing. in that the old world was announced 5 years ago, 2020. They go, hey, we are bringing the old world back. We had no information. But they would do a couple articles, and those articles coincided with Cathay and Kislev getting full unit rosters in Warhammer 3 Total War, because they were coming to that game, but historically they had never had a full roster of units.
Mm-hmm.
So, and because GW is very tight with their IP when it comes to creating things, they worked with GW to make all of those things. So fleshed out the rosters, the lore, all of that fun stuff. So then you fast forward to, and there's like a 2-year lead time on anything GW does. So anything we get was basically made, designed, done 2 years ago. And Old World it came out a year, I think it was out a year, maybe a little over a year before Cathay dropped. And so that basically meant Cathay was always going to come out as a army. It wasn't like, okay, Old World did good, now we'll create a new army. It was Cathay was going to come. We just need to see how good Old World is doing. And they, with a whole new army coming, it kind of sounds like they didn't want to commit to having the full range of fantasy again. That's why it's a much smaller scope, scale, is so that they can just do specific things with specific armies, see how the game goes, maybe expand in the future, but see if there is a hunger there for it. And from what I've seen on the web store, it's obviously a new game, so it doesn't get priority like 40K and AOS do for the the factories, but they can barely keep the web store stocked. There's always stuff out. There's always stuff selling out.
Everything on GW side.
Everything on GW, yes. But it feels like there's a pretty good hunger there for it. So,
Chaos Spawn have been out of stock for 6 months.
Yes.
I don't know if that's an indicator.
I know. You know what's funny is I forgot I had even done this because obviously I have a GW account, and we were looking at playing Blood Bowl, and so I put in the reminder as hey, when the dwarf death roller thing for Blood Bowl comes in, remind me. I think I did that 3 years ago because I remember doing it at my old place before I lived with Kelly and CJ. And I got an email 2 or 3 months ago hey, it's back in stock. I was like, holy fuck, I forgot.
I don't play that game anymore.
I forgot I even wanted that. Cool, thanks. Neat. But yes, so I'm pretty hopeful for the future of Old World. I know CJ's gotten to play and he really liked it. I'm getting very close to having 1,000 points where I can start playing while I paint. And we'll see how it goes.
I only play 3K now.
Okay. Well, that will take me some time. So I'm trying to paint as I go and do this and not have mounds of plastic.
How dare you?
So, but they might have got me with those new Chaos Marauders.
You've been talking about those constantly. What's the big deal about Marauders?
They're just entirely new sculpts, and they're some of the best minis I've seen them do. Okay. Did you look at the article?
No.
I think I sent a photo. They're like,
I looked at his picture.
So generally it's with the rank and file games, you have your shitty troops, and they look okay, right? But they're not very detailed. They don't look great. But your heroes look really rad. Each one of these looks super rad. Each one of these could have been a hero sculpt, and instead it's a whole new range refresh for that section.
I don't like that. I don't want my rank and file dudes to look fucking crazy.
They just look more aesthetically what you would think of Norscan Viking raiders to look like. Instead of shirtless barbarian dudes, they actually wear furs and the horned helmets. You gotta have the horned helmets.
I mean, there's no question the old Chaos Riders are fucking derpy as shit.
Yes.
I'm not complaining that they got new models. I'm just saying, when the new Chaos Space Marines came out, I did not like the models because it's there's too much on here. Some of these guys need to be chodes. They need to be regular guys.
Yes.
If your baseline is Chaos Lord, what the fuck are you doing? There's too much crap all over them.
That's the only thing that will probably keep me away from them is I'm not confident. Because I would be I'm running an army of Chaos Marauders now, which is also what the new book might be. So that's going to be painting 60 to 80 of those highly detailed, rad models. That would take me years. That would take me so long to do.
So they're basically all wearing chainmail and coats with furs. Yeah, so I see why you like them, because they're just, Vikings.
They're just Vikings. And I'm like, yes,
just
you sold me.
But yeah, there's just shit all fucking over them. Why do they have so many severed heads?
Because they're Vikings. And we all know.
Pretty sure Vikings didn't carry around 8 severed heads tied to a horse.
Well, maybe
That's
they would
not
have
a Viking thing, by the way.
Maybe they would have gotten more done if they did. We don't know.
Yeah, every single horse has a skull tied to its chest. Like a goat skull.
And it's rad. It's so cool.
I do not like that.
There's also rumors that I've seen being going around for a while.
The Raising of Wasteland.
That there is a new mammoth sculpt coming. And the mammoth sculpt has not been made since like 1996 or something wild. So that would be a big point seller as well, because I like my big models. I like my big boys, pushing them around.
Yeah.
And it would save painting. I'd be like, cool, I got 3 units Marauders and 2 mammoths. Neat.
I picked up all those Warriors of Chaos files I was showing you before.
Nice. I saw something, I got an email today or yesterday that I guess Daka, the website, has a store now that sells STL files. And everything
they've had it for a while.
Everything was 50% off. I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, they My Mini Factory is like one of the more popular like marketplaces for stuff like that. There's also like Colts 3D and a few others, but DACA's been a distributor on there for a long time. And most of the stuff on My Mini Factory you can get half off on by signing up for their like Patreon. It's called Tribes, but it's an internal Patreon service. Mm-hmm. So basically, they're always making new stuff, obviously. So they have like a monthly release schedule that's usually somewhere between like 4 and 20 models. That it's like you can read the details on what they expect to put out every month. Like the Blood Bowl guy I subscribe to puts out about a half team every month. So if you subscribe for 2 months, you'll get a whole new team every 2 months.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And then you can choose to unsub at any time.
Yeah.
And while you're subbed, you get half off the store. I'm a merchant on his, so I get like 65% off his store.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. And then I'm also allowed to like sell his prints and stuff. And so there's a lot of like stuff like that. And so you can get pretty much half off any major distributor. Titan Forge, I think, is still like the best deal I think there is on there, because they put out like a whole fucking army every month, and so you get a whole army for like $9.
Yeah.
Plus you get half off their store, which is just fucking crazy. Yeah, so the one I'm sub to, you get like a whole army, or at least half of a full army. You get the equivalent of like a spearhead, right, of new models every month. Then you also get their dragon. You also get like a pack of like 6 to 12 D&D figures, and there's also usually a couple other throw-ins they give you. Yeah. All right, so you are working on your orkies.
Yes, I have the scheme down for the wolves, and basically it's going to be the same scheme for the boars. So,
Wait, what? Really?
It's similar-ish. Not like the same.
You're doing brown wolves.
Yes, I'm doing 1 unit of brown wolves, and then I'm going to do 1 unit of gray wolves, so that they are differentiated. And then I'm going to paint the boars. So, but I'm just doing the command unit part of it, just so that I can differentiate. Like, hey, these are the command models, and then I'll go through and paint everything else and put them on as they get done. Because I can just tell you, like, hey, this unit of boars has cavalry spears. And it doesn't actually model as long as I have a base, but I want to at least like have something. So,
okay.
And then I need to pop all the arms off of my black orcs that I've done and reposition them, because I want to use my special Warhammer Online model as my war boss. God damn it! I've had that thing for 20 years now. I'm going to use it.
What size is he on? The orcs are on 30s, right?
I believe, let's see, they're actually on 35s now. I think they got bumped up.
No, they used to be on 25s. I think they're on 30s.
They might be on
now.
30s, yeah. So, let me check this real quick. World. So Black Orcs are on 30 millimeters. I believe boys are also on 30 millimeters.
Yeah, and goblins should be on 25s.
Yes, and then it's always sold out because I haven't been. Oh, it's in store. The war bosses are also on 30 millimeters. So I have him on the right size base, but he's so big that it's like a millimeter or two on either side. He like hangs over. He's big and bulky, and so it's like
he should overhang more than that. He's big boy.
It's really I can't even show you because this webcam.
No, I know the model. I own it.
Was $8, but see, he just ever so slightly is on the side, and then the Black Orcs are all doing this.
Right, but you have him on a horizontal slot base. Have you tried putting him on a diagonal slot base? So he like has one shoulder leaning forward out of the unit.
I could probably try that. So yes, it's a beautiful model, and I will. I probably won't win very many games with him, but that's not the point. Did I use parts for this?
You could also put him on a 30 by 60, which would be a cavalry base, and then just actually buy the Goblin Wizard to put next to him, and then just put them on one bigger base, and then you would just represent both models simultaneously.
I do like that idea. Because the cavalry base is two 30 millimeters together, right?
Right. Yeah, it's two 30s side by side. And because technically the way it works when a smaller base model joins a unit, they displace one of the normal sized models. So he effectively takes up that space anyway.
Yeah.
You would just not be able to, you would have to have like separate models for if they ever left the unit, but you would just commit to not doing that. Because you're already playing the specific model anyway.
Yeah, that's true. So, but that's... do that, and then I did because part of one of my favorite parts of Warhammer, and it's why I've gotten a bit away from 40k and Sigmar, is I like kit bashing. And so when CJ and I are like, cool, we're gonna play Warhammer, I was like, let me pull out what I got, and I basically had enough to make like 4 goblins. And I was like, I'm making 4 goblin heroes, and then I had some leftover bits from when I was starting a Age of Sigmar Death Army, and so one guy is all kitted out in like stolen death weapons. And then I made a shaman with some bits, and I think they turned out pretty well. I don't think I'm ever going to use goblin heroes for any reason. Maybe the shamans, but...
Okay, so like you were saying there, I absolutely love the concept of like building your own hero from scratch. It's one of the best things about miniatures gaming that's completely gone nowadays.
Yep.
You're like this is my guy. I designed him. Like out of the thousands and thousands of possible loadouts this one stat line for points has, I built this one to do this, and it's mine now. And so here's an example I'm going to give you guys. I might have told Josh about this, right? But I don't think I've told Parker. So Vampire Counts are a legacy army book, so they have very limited magical items. But I built a Vampire Count Lord that I think is hilarious. So there's Vampire Count, which is the big one. He is on a Barded Nightmare. He has a shield. And then here is and he has the Vampiric Power Curse of the Revenant, so he has +1 wound. So then he has the generic melee weapon Berserker Blade, which gives him Impetuous. So he has to charge if he can.
Yes.
He can't shoot. He has to make a leadership test just to try not to charge, which is funny, right? Like he's super aggressive. Then I gave him the Crown of the Damned, which gives him Stupidity. And so he's also stupid, but it gives him a 4+ ward save. So he's got the best ward save I can put on him. Then his suit of armor is the Accursed Armor, which gives him -1 weapon skill and initiative, but +1 toughness and counts as full plate. So he's just basically a la carted all the curse stuff out of the armory. He's like, let's go get him. And he just runs off on his own on a horse. Nobody follows him. He just runs around and just does whatever he can before he dies. And he costs 313 points because he's cursed.
That's fantastic.
I think he's hilarious. I love this model. And he's arguably not even good, right? Like, it's just, you just put all the negative ability items on one person.
So, similar theme. That's actually one of the main reasons why I wanted to play Old World. I love the concept of making my dudes and sitting there and being like that. It's like, I'm just going to build this character. It's not going to make sense, but it's going to be fun, and we're going to do it. Like,
you know what I did, like, for 4 hours last night?
What?
I just built lists.
Yeah.
I was just listening to music, building lists till 5:30 in the morning, and I was like, I guess I'll go to bed now. Like, but I would really want to just stay up and keep building lists. Like, I could have gone all night into the morning just building rosters. I have so many rosters saved on my computer. I'm just like, I'm gonna play these. It's gonna be amazing. Like, when's the last time you did that in a war game? And it wasn't like just tinkering little minor changes. It was like whole new broad concepts.
I used to do it with MCP. I think I'm up to like 15 Trench Crusade lists.
Mm-hmm.
I'm I forget what it's called, a shit list builder, where when I go to use the bathroom, I sit there, I'm like, let's build a list while we're here. Like, I'm going to be here. Cool.
A shit list builder. I've never heard that. That's wonderful.
It's not a thing, that's why. I do appreciate my toilet time. I do wish I had a way to build lists on my phone, but I'm using Army Builder and I like it, so I'm going to keep
Okay, I was going to say, I figured out...
I know there's ways, I just don't like the UIs on all of them.
I have been doing New Recruit, and I found a way to turn it into an app, and so I've got it on there.
Found a way?
Yeah, I know a lot
like
of people
Jurassic
use.
Park? Like, what is
they have something on the website where it's like, hey, if you download it as this and do this, it becomes an app.
It's like Jarvis, where it's just an app that accesses the site.
I see.
Anyway, though, I have a game scheduled with Steven tomorrow. He's going to bring his Troll Boys.
You have someone playing Troll Horde?
Mm-hmm.
I was this close to doing Troll Horde. I was very, very tempted. I still might do it.
So is that part of the Arcane Journals where they like do these like sub factions? Okay. I'm piecing all this together, trying to figure this out.
Yeah, because back in the day, they had these very similar like custom army comps where it was like it would change the layout of your list. Like, oh, well, this makes Black Knights core choices and lets them use the Lance formation because you're basically raising undead Bretonnian Knights.
Mm-hmm.
But it was only usable at your opponent's permission, and so you couldn't play it in tournaments. It was like a casual thing you could do. It's like a narrative event,
right?
But so now they're just making them, and they're just more on the rails, and they're very legal. Yeah, back in the day, there were some really crazy busted ones. But also, you couldn't use named characters back then either. You would have to bring unnamed characters. All right, Parker, you need to start building some Lizardman lists
or something. You don't understand. You don't understand how many fences I'm on. You don't understand how many fences I'm on. So many fences. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Lizardmen. Well, what I was going to tell you is, if you just like build the roster that you think you want to play, we can go over it, make sure you're not walking in any rakes, and then I can just print you the bases that you'll use for your models, and then you can just like proxy a game, see what you think.
That's interesting. That's an interesting concept. That's the kind of lowbrow shit I'm into.
Yeah. So you just get like a brick, and it's like, this is a 5x3 unit, and it's like, and then you just put a post on, it's like Saurus Warriors, like, and it's like, this one has a hero in it, like, we just play.
Yeah. I've decided, I think I have never done this before in a game, so this is a huge departure for me, but I feel like I really just need to use Rule of Cool, and I do not do that because I typically, I always look for, like, one of my favorite things to do is to find weird synergies and to really dig down deep and find things that people have not seen yet. But in a game like this, where I want it to feel like my army versus their army, I'm not going to be satisfied if I'm trying to play that game unless I also think it's cool. I need to probably start with that. We'll see.
You lost me somewhere in that windy path.
Yeah.
You're saying you want to do Rule of Cool, but you also like building what?
The problem is I've never done Rule of Cool. I've always looked through every rule for every model in the whole game, and then gone, this faction with this combination of things, this is where I'm going to start. Regardless of what the models look like, this is how I want to interact with the board. Kind of like what you're suggesting by using some proxy bases.
I think I'm following you now. So what I would like to say about fantasy is it's very much like a rock, paper, scissors game. Like, obviously, like, heavy ranked units are going to beat cavalry. Like, you're outnumbered by too many, you're not going to beat them. Cavalry used correctly against infantry, where it's a flanking force that you outnumber your opponent with. Like, I'm going to engage you on the front with my own brick, and then I'm going to hit you in the flank with a cavalry unit. That's how you defeat another unit. So it's all about utilizing your tools in the correct ways. And so, like, every army has the same cookie cutter shit they shove their stuff through. Like, Blood Knights are Chosen Chaos Knights. It's the same fucking unit. Like, they have some minor flavor differences, and it's like, release it, it's done. There's, like, magic and stuff, and army rules will change it further beyond that, but, like, everyone's going to have heavy infantry, light infantry, fast cav, heavy cav, probably some chariots, maybe some war machines, and then some monsters. Like, every army is going to have that same, like, selection of basic concepts. Usually stuff that's more rare is, like, quality shooting is pretty rare. Quality chariots are kind of rare. Quality monsters can be kind of rare depending. And so it's really about, can you get the stuff you like into a list that complements it and then use it correctly. Beyond that, it doesn't matter that your guy's got like a 4-up save instead of a 3-up save. That's not going to matter in the long run. It's that you're going to be able to utilize your pieces for what they're supposed to be used for. So if you're like, I really want to play dragons, and you take a bunch of dragons, just charge them into an infantry unit by themselves, you're going to lose the game repeatedly, and you're going to get mad. If you are willing to play dragons the way they're supposed to be played, then you'll be fine.
Dragons are very strong. Also,
dragons
Parker,
are strong, but they're not going to win.
You just need to hop on your trusty boar, do a solid wall, and run at your opponent. And you just see what happens. Exactly. You just see how it works out. No thinking, only charging. I actually realized I was reading through my rules the other day. I was like, oh my god, everything has impetuous.
Yeah, your whole army does.
All has impetuous.
You have a Quell impetuous with some of your heroes, I believe.
Not in Nomadic Law.
Oh, that's fine.
I lose it.
Why did you take cavalry if you didn't want to charge, dumbass?
No, I'm okay with it, but like I'm building all the guys with bows, and it kind of doesn't matter. They don't get much better with spears either. So, and we're gonna build the mad fireball goblin shaman. That's gonna be fun.
I built the equivalent of that also. You want to hear my guy?
Yes, tell me.
All right, Master Necromancer on a Mortis engine, which is basically Ghost Chariot. It's got a bunch of Ghost Horde around it. It's basically like Banshees and Spirit Hosts piled on top of it, and then it's got an Arcane Tome that increases the casting. So all wizards within 5 inches of it get +1 to their casting rolls. And then also all undead within 5 inches of it get +1 movement and initiative, which is just bonuses that you get. But then we give him level 4 Lore Familiar. So he's going to pick his spells from the Dark Lore. There's 2 Assailment spells in Dark Lore. You take those 2 and Battle Lust, you can give Hatred and Frenzy to a model. And then you whatever else other spell you want. Then you give him the arcane item, the Hand of Dust, which gives him a Bound spell that's an Assailment spell as well. And it's 2d6 straight 5 hits in close combat. And then one of the Dark Assailments is a Flame template. The other one is single model takes d3 wounds in base contact. The Chariot has d6 attacks with lances, d6 +1 impact hits, and then you just do all the assailment spells. So basically just runs up and blows up a unit. This is the plan.
See, that's like, exactly.
I charge and you explode. I hit you with 1,000,000 ghosts.
That's the game I'm trying to play.
Exactly. So I think he's gonna be funny. It's just gonna be like Bum Rush Dude, but he's my general on a chariot. It's gonna be funny. Okay. Let's go ahead and move into our next segment. And to do that, we obviously need a segue. So, I don't know if you guys knew this about me, but I got fired from the sperm bank last week. Apparently, I'm not supposed to, every time someone walks in, say, get a load of this guy.
Jesus.
No.
I don't know why.
I liked it. I don't
know why I laughed at that. Why did
Parker tried so hard not to laugh at that one.
I was like, that was low-hanging fruit. But okay, I'm with you.
All right. Mojo World this week. We have what do we call this? Fictional weapons, fictional weapons. So these are weapons from movies or TV shows that we think were cool. So Parker, I have good news for you. You're going to get to go first again.
Yep. Okay. I feel like I'm going to lose this one super hard as well, but I don't care because I'm going to put the ones that are important to me. First one, not even close, Captain America's shield.
Oh, that's a good
one. Second one.
Whoa, hold on. Stop. What are you doing?
Whoa.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I get one.
God damn it.
I want to do them all.
Parker's
I lost
so
that
excited.
hard. Give me another one. I lost so hard.
No.
Pity.
Okay.
A pity.
All right.
God damn. He's just like, so we're just going to take those 2 next. Just to piss him off. Okay. All right. Here we go. I'm gonna go with Andúril from the Flame of the West.
Okay, that's a good one. That was one of the ones.
I knew the full name. I didn't have to look it up.
Yeah. Then I get to
So,
choose.
unlike Parker, you now do get 2 picks, Josh.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently.
I'm going to do the Atlantean sword from Conan the Barbarian.
Oh, I think is it the Atlantean?
It's called the Atlantean sword. And
okay.
His
sword is called the
I thought it was
Atlantean
pronounced
sword.
different.
No.
I knew that's how it was spelled.
Yeah, because Atlantis is lore in Conan the Barbarian.
Okay.
And his sword is from Atlantis.
Yep.
I had
That's
no
the one
idea.
he finds in the cave, right?
Yes, he finds it in the cave. Only for the
it's
movie.
Not from it. It's like mythical stuff. Like anyway.
But it's called the Atlantean sword. Like that's the name for it. And then I'm going to do the Morning Star, which is the mace from Castlevania.
Alrighty. I don't think there's any chance Parker takes this one. So I'm going to go with this guy. Parker, I hope you're ready for this. I'm going with the ZF-1.
I know what the ZF-1
pod
is.
weapon system.
Yep. A little red button.
From Emmanuel Zorg.
Yeah. That's Zorg Industries. Yeah.
Alright, you're up, Parker. Now you get to do 2.
I get to do 2.
Doing 2.
The first one is from my childhood, the Sword of Omens. It gives you sight beyond sight.
It sounds really familiar.
Yeah.
What's it from?
Thundercats.
Thundercats.
Yeah.
I thought that was the He Sword.
The He-Man sword didn't make my list because the Sword of Omens. I decided to do sword. I only did one sword, Sword of Omens. He-Man sword, I think it's just called like Power Sword. I don't think it has like a
that's what I thought. Same sword. They hand it off as in the commercial breaks.
And the last one I'm going to do is I think I have to do this one because it's a big part of my childhood. Indiana Jones's whip.
Weep.
Oh, that's a good one.
Indy's whip.
There's a new Indiana Jones. I don't know if you knew that.
Shut up. There are no Indiana Jones after 3.
There's an actual new one, and it's really good.
There were 3 Indiana Jones.
No, his name is Daniel, and he plays in Indianapolis.
There are 3 Indiana Jones, and there's all there is.
I was making a sports joke.
I know what the sports joke is.
Okay. I really want to pick this other one, but I'm gonna go with the Proton Pack. Ghostbusters. All right, Yosh.
Okay.
Final pick.
Am I allowed to do Darth Maul's lightsaber?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. It's going to be Darth Maul's lightsaber. Because I'm getting older and the memory is slipping, but I can vividly remember when I was 10 years old and being in the theater with my dad. And I knew what Star Wars was. I was excited. And that thing fucking turned on and I lost my shit. I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
And your dad was like, I can't believe we're still sitting through this piece of shit.
No, he's a huge nerd. He was down for it.
All of the Darth Maul stuff, if you were just to supercut that stuff out and show somebody that as the trailer for episode 1, every Star Wars fan would have lost their fucking minds.
Yeah.
It's all the other shit about that movie sucks.
Yes.
So,
Cheska Sebulba.
yes.
Anaka. Now this is pod racing.
Yeah. It's just like Team America. The parents are just projectile vomiting in the back.
But yes,
into each other's mouths.
Every single thing with Darth Maul was amazing.
Yeah. Which is funny because if I had told you any other character from any other movie got the Mr. Loveless treatment from Wild Wild West, where they cut his legs off and gave him mechanical spider legs.
Yeah.
I'd be like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever heard of. But Darth Maul, it works somehow.
Yeah.
Like he was so cool, he pulled it off.
Everything about Darth Maul since, really episode 1 until Clone Wars, the series, everything about it was wonderful. Nothing, no notes. It was always great. It's really bizarre how, what a weird, home run out of the park that was, out of that otherwise terrible movie. Yeah.
Yep.
You know what's kind of interesting? I was talking to somebody about this one day. Darth Maul had to somehow be like up there with Darth Vader somehow, right? Like, how do you do that? Like, how do you
What do you mean?
Like, how do you
as far as like designing a character that can rival the presence of like a Darth Vader?
Yeah. And we're just talking about how they chose with his character. Really, in the first movie, it's just his character design because he has no lines or dialogue, right? But just with his character design and like the way he moves, is they made basically like a really terrifying animal, almost like a hyper cunning creature. Yeah, and that was so menacing, right? Obviously.
Well, also we're going from like 1970 special effects and choreography with fight scenes,
right?
When both people involved in the fight scene are north of 70.
Yeah.
To what's his name? Fuck, hold on. Shit, I should know. Donnie Yen, I want to say. Isn't he who played Maul?
No. Ray Liotta.
Ray
something.
Ray Park.
Ray Park. Yeah. So we go from that to Ray Park and Ewan McGregor, who have practiced choreography gymnastics for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
It's like there was no question the fights were going to be over the top. And I actually think that takes away from the original series a little bit. Because like everything about the newer movies is just bigger, better, faster, louder. And it makes the old movies seem like historical documents almost. Like it's just like this is like what it was before we had CGI. And which is kind of what it was. But it's just like, well, how is Luke and Ben supposed to be strong compared to these fucking guys?
Speaking of that, when they brought Hayden Christensen back to play him Anakin in the dream sequence in the Ahsoka show, famously they had to slow him down because they're just like, you're moving too fast. Like we don't want this. We want it to be like this old classical feel. We don't want the hyper ADHD kind of movement that you guys did in the first 3 movies. You got to slow it down. He had to like learn how to like reel it back because he's spent, so like you said, months and months and months perfecting these.
In between movies, like that was the thing about Hayden. Like he got a lot of shit for being not a good actor. He was an amazing stuntman. Right? Yeah. Like he really put the fucking work in. They said he was one of the top fencers in the world as far as like the style of fencing they were teaching him.
Yeah.
Like he was far and above what you could ever ask an actor to go through.
Right.
Like he put basically a decade of his life into perfecting a completely useless talent. Like just to get shit on and called fucking an idiot for his entire life. Like it's so unfair what happened to him.
Yeah, you can't nobody can blame those guys for George Lucas's terrible dialogue. Like it's bad.
Yeah, no, like him and like that's why the final fight between him and Ben is obviously so crazy because like they were practicing against each other, so it's literally the plot of the show. Like the final fight of the movie, it's like not only are they both like immensely emotionally attached to each other, but they literally been practicing each other for decades, which is true in real life as well. So like they're able to perform these crazy maneuvers that nobody should have any business doing on screen. Like the fact that the entire movie is fake except for them fighting, which is actually real. That's crazy when you think about it. Yeah. The most unrealistic part of the entire movie is the real part.
Yep.
Like, they could have just walked down a hallway. Instead, George was like, nah, CGI the hallway. It's like, it's a hallway, bro. We have cardboard. Like, it's like, nah, fake hallway, fake talking, fake walking. It's like, but real fights.
Yeah.
It's very funny. But yeah. So I saw an interesting thing. I don't know if this is canon, but they said that the Anakin that Ahsoka fights in the dream world is the strongest form of him because it's the matured version of Anakin that doesn't have the damage to his body from the fight on Mustafar. And so he was actually more powerful than Vader ever was in that state.
I could like see where they're going with that because she's essentially fighting.
What people
his
were claiming that were like breaking down at what the direction was.
Yeah, like that's the headcanon there is real. I can hear it.
What was it? There was one more thing. Oh yeah, if anyone hasn't seen the final Darth Maul scene between him and Obi-Wan on Tatooine, you should go watch it and also watch the I never remember that guy's fucking name. The guy who did the Force Unleashed stuff.
Oh,
if you just have never heard,
what is his name?
Sam Witwer.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yes.
He was in a bunch of stuff in the early 2000s. He was on like Smallville and a bunch of other shows.
Mm-hmm.
But if you haven't ever seen his interviews about doing Force Awakens, Force Unleashed, and also being a voice actor in Star Wars content, he is like one of the most enormous Star Wars fans ever. And so like him getting into it was amazing. But he tells a story about when he was in his audition to be on Force Unleashed. And so like the opening scene, he's meditating and assembling his lightsaber. And so he's like, they're motion capturing him, and he's like grunting while he's supposed to be meditating. Like, bro, why are you playing it like so tense? You're supposed to be meditating. He's like, oh, like he's a Sith. He doesn't know how to properly meditate. He thinks he just has to mind over matter, force the things to work for him. And then they're like, all right, so you got the job, and like also, and then there's repeatedly scenes like when he was in the sequel movies. He's like, we need to reshoot this scene, and he's like, on set, and they're like, what are you talking about? It's like, well, Smee's actually met Padme. And they're like, what are you talking about? It's like, well, this scene of like this movie is like they've met, and they just acted like they had never seen each other before. He's like, they're like, God damn it, no, even the screenwriter didn't catch it. Like, it's like they were rewriting scenes because he was correcting their canon on set as like an extra, basically. It's really funny stuff. All right, I've chatted for too long.
I got my honorable mention. I got a few.
Hit it.
Noisy Cricket.
Good choice.
The Buster Rifle from Gun and Wing.
Okay.
That almost made my list instead of the Swarm of Nomads.
I don't know if you...
What?
That's really like, I don't know. Can you count like a battleship as a weapon?
I know.
Like,
Ash's Boomstick.
That's on my list. Also the chainsaw. I couldn't pick between them, so I picked something else.
And this is one I couldn't put on there because I auto lose, and I can't auto lose again. I can't get 0 votes again. But it was the Reverse Blade Sword from Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what it's called?
Yeah, it does have a name, but I don't remember what it's called.
It does has a name, but its name in Japanese is just Reverse Bladed Sword.
Oh, is it?
And most people that are fans of the show don't know that.
Yeah.
And so you can get them.
Yeah.
It's like, what's the Iron Hands Primarch's name again? Ferrus Manus?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. It's fucking great. I love it so much.
What's the Iron Hands Primarch's name? Iron Hands.
God damn.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Corvus Corvax is just like that's the genus species of a
Corvus
a
Corax. Yeah. It's
but that
like
makes sense because they're
just,
but
yeah.
I was pretty sure the actual translation for Corvus Corvax translated to Blink 182. I don't know if you've seen. Have you seen the new models? Like I have to show you pictures of these models. Have you seen the new Raven Guard characters?
Yeah. Mjolnir was my special mention.
Yeah, I knew that.
Mjolnir was happening. I saw that. Yeah.
I
was
left
surprised
it
you
for
didn't say it.
It was there. It was very there.
Now, I don't want you to know, if you show me these pictures of Raven Guard models, I'm just going to like them because I like the Raven Guard and I love how derpy and I like how derpy and bird-like they are. Birdmen are great to me.
Look at the head.
Oh, you're right. Everything.
Now look at the new one that just came out.
They're just like, what if the same
I
but
can't
more
take them
emo?
seriously.
What about the same?
Like
but
what?
More?
It literally is just what if we turn the emo to 12.5 because 11 wasn't doing it.
I don't think I've actually seen anyone do these models without doing the helmeted version.
Exactly, they're so cringe. Okay, moving on. My 2 honorable mentions that you guys haven't already named are Excalibur. I can't believe that didn't actually make the list. I really thought about it. And then finally the M41A pulse rifle from Aliens was also high on my list. Who hasn't thought about shooting up some aliens with that thing?
Always did.
Alrighty, well, I think that's going to wrap it for us today. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. This has been Brandon.
And Parker.
And Josh.
And you just listened to Lizard. Lizard. Lizard.
So what are we going to call this thing?
I got it. Okay. Incredible, new, fantastic, astonishing, mighty, original, uncanny, sensational podcast.
I'm just going to put down Infamous.